Hey, welcome back to the Big Venture Zone. This is David Cohen. I'm going to be your host, and the show is geared to young entrepreneurs and founders, 20 to 35, to give them the strategies, the ideas, the confidence to move forward, of course, the tips, community, resources they need to succeed. And the person you're going to meet today is just an incredible soul. Our guest is the amazing Victoria Lorient-Faibish. She, with a rare and deeply integrative blend of psychotherapy and holistic energy work, and as a 30-year veteran in the field.
I know I look young.
You do. You don't look. You look half your age.
Oh, thank you.
Victoria helps you transmute trauma, yes, lived, embodied, hard-earned experience into wisdom, resilience, and embodied clarity. She believes that to truly break generational patterns, you must first be able to see them. And to see clearly, the mind and nervous system must be calm and regulated and supported. In a world saturated with distraction, healing requires focus. It requires learning how to listen to your nervous system, how to refine your visualization practice, and to build a friendly, collaborative relationship with your body rather than a combative one. Through the mind regulation, energetic work, EFT, EMDR, Victoria supports you in creating a powerful self-culture, one rooted in clarity, purpose, nervous system safety, and deep self-awareness. This is where transformation becomes sustainable, embodied, and real. Welcome, Victoria. Good to have you with us today. I'm really
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah,
Thanks for having me, David.
yeah, a pleasure. And you're one of my favorite people, and we go back. So this
Yeah,
is,
many years, but thank you
yeah,
so much. Yeah.
yeah. I remember seeing your ad every month in Vitality magazine
Yeah.
back
Still
in.
there.
Yeah, is
Still
that
don't have them
okay?
there. Yeah. I'd like to support them. They're no longer a actual physical magazine anymore. Now they're just online, but I support them and I enjoy the experience of communing with that crew, the people at that magazine, but also the holistic people that are interested in holistic ways of living.
Yes. And it's a shame. I miss that magazine. I used to go to my local health food store
Right.
and pick up a copy and
Couple
yeah,
of
see,
decades they've done that
yeah,
for. Yeah.
yeah, it was great. Well, your bio says a lot,
Yeah.
and you're an excellent example of resilience. And I had our younger audience in mind,
Okay.
and when I prepared for today's interview with you, and our younger audience has not faced what you faced in 2025. To become a master,
God
yeah,
willing, yeah,
yes,
universe willing,
yeah,
yeah. However you want to
but
say that, divine
yeah.
energy, willing.
Um, but you became a master in resiliency. Can you give us a little bit of insight into your journey that
Yeah.
last year?
I mean, listen. In fairness, I have uh, 30 years in mind training from because of the work that I do as a psychotherapist and because of the work that I do in terms of teaching various methodologies to regulate the nervous system. But
Hmm.
it's one thing to teach it; it's another thing to live it in the face of a trauma. And I did go through a very big trauma in August of 2025. I had an operation that went wrong, a regular operation that in which they nicked the colon, as they say, and then I went into sepsis, and then I went into 10. I had to go into 10 days of coma. They put me in order to drain out the sepsis and make me live, and put me through a variety of things like blood transfusions and kidney dialysis and making sure that I lived. And from that, I deconditioned entirely because when you go into coma, you decondition. And what does deconditioning mean? It means
Hmm.
that you become like I didn't have I didn't have break my back or anything, but I was paralyzed when I came out of the coma. I couldn't move because they fill you full of liquids and TPN and And so you're just like so swollen, and you basically can't move. Your muscles lose their ability to fire. So I woke up from the coma 10 days in without the ability to walk, talk, move, hold my phone, nothing. And that began a 2-month journey, which was supposed to be 4 to 6 months journey of wound care, abdominal wound care, as well as getting my strength back to be able to walk. Now, there was no guarantee I would walk, and nobody said, you're going to walk. They just said, listen, you got to really work at it because you've got to tell your body that you can walk. And I'm like, how the hell am I going to tell my body I can walk if I have no example of me walking from this paralyzed state? But one thing that I know for 100% certain, and I want your audience to know this as well, is that the body and the biochemistry of your body does not differentiate between real or imagined. When we think about scary things, our body is firing off all of the hormones, the cortisol and the adrenaline. We watch a scary movie, we know it's not real, but we are experiencing it as if it's real in terms of the biochemistry. And as such, when we visualize, we are then speaking to ourselves, and science really supports this, that recovery is much faster from any trauma if you maintain a focused, repetitive visualization of the outcomes that you would like. So I got busy visualizing. And my dear husband, partner of 30 years, he knows my work, and he put on the board in front of me in the hospital room, show me how good it can get. It's my favorite affirmation. And thank you, universe, gratitude, because the vibration of gratitude is powerful. Thank you, universe, for showing me that my recovery is quick and easy. And visualization works. The name of my website, Visualization Works. So and then I did some mantras as well to remove obstacles, which I can share with your audience as well. But every day, multiple times a day, I've visualized healing. I visualized myself walking. I dreamt at night, in the middle of the night, I would wake up going, I walked. I saw myself walking. And in the visualization, I walk, and I'm strong. And every day I had visits from this large team of doctors. I had 3 different teams. Every day I would have a visit, and they would be like, how you doing? And like, well, I lifted my knee. Good. The next day, it took me, so I was August 28th was when I went into hospital. It took me to October 3rd to walk, or to at least get up. And I had this amazing nurse Audrey. She was this elderly, semi-retired Jamaican nurse, and she's like, there was a hoist that would, to move you, they put you up with a hoist to move you 2 inches, and it was very painful. And she said, and every time I had to do that, I hated it. And she walked into the room and she says, we're not using the hoist today, girl. You're going to walk to the chair, which is literally 2 inches away. I started crying, because literally when you are paralyzed after a coma, walking feels like climbing Mount Everest without a Sherpa and no legs. So she's like pulling my arms up, swinging my legs over the side of the bed like a suitcase, and saying, she put the walker in front of me, and she says, you put your hands here and you pull yourself up, girl, and don't waste your time crying. She saved my life, because I had to believe I could do this. I visualized it, but I had to physically believe, through the sheer will of pulling myself up. And I still had a lot of muscle because I was quite fit before all this went on. I pulled myself up, David, and I stood. And then she's like, now pivot. And I pivoted on the walker to the chair, and I sat on the chair, and I was like, you see, you just walked. I said, well, I pivoted. She says, no, but your legs sustained your weight and your arms brought you up. You will build from there. And that was the beginning of me believing fully my visualizations that were just simple visualizations. But then I was able to match my visualization with the small victory that I celebrated, like this small victory that I celebrated, and I'm every day. Get me physiotherapy. Get me, occupation, please. I was at St. Mike's. God bless that place. St. Mike's Hospital. Physiotherapy, occupational therapy. They only wanted to see me because I was like, I don't want to do this. This is too scary. I don't want to walk. I was like, I need to walk. I need to walk. By October, the week of October 4th, 5th, I was walking from the door. I was visualizing walking from my chair to the door. And then I visualized from the door around the unit once, but stopping. And by the I don't know 20th of October, I was going around the unit multiple times. Then they said, listen, in order to discharge you, if you don't want to go to rehab, because I said, I've been already in hospital almost a couple of months. I'm like, I don't want to go. You have to prove you can do stairs. I'm like, let's go train the stairs. Let's go. So I was just like up and down 10, 12 stairs. I'm like, no worries, I can do this thing.
And you posted it. I love that you posted it, your journey on Facebook and LinkedIn,
Well, I want people to know that I'm an example. If I can walk from being paralyzed. Now, I didn't have a broken back, okay? So
yeah.
I had deconditioned. But I do believe that, and I was speaking to my cells every day and meditating every day and doing breath work every day. And I can teach people about the removal of obstacles. So, I mean, I could go on and on. I have a stand-up comedy routine about this that I'm doing. I joined a stand-up comedy class, a beginner class. And I will be talking about this because there's some very funny stuff in all of this.
Oh yeah, there is humor. But what was inside you that drove you? Because I feel like you either you can give up in that,
Well,
what?
many of the nurses said, many people don't have the drive and the discipline that you have. They just give into this deconditioning. Because my neighbor, not my bedside neighbor, like because I was in a room with another person, but down the way, I would pass this woman who was in a somewhat similar situation to me, and she's like, I just can't, I can't, I can't. I'm like, you can. Well, I'm just so weak. I'm like, me too. Me too. But don't give in. It's a decision. You have to make a decision and follow up that decision with the most important word, which is discipline. Because nothing changes without discipline. Nothing. And as boring as discipline is, I don't want to swear, but I'm going to. I'm going to say effing. It's effing necessary. It's effing necessary.
Yeah.
Because every day, you better believe that I didn't want to be walking around with a pole because I went from the walker to the pole with the IV and the catheter to the P and this awful, and I'm a pretty, as you can see, like I like to put myself together. Well, I have pictures of myself where I was not, in any way looking fabulous. I was zero makeup, hair just unwashed because getting into a shower is a big ass deal with the hoist and da 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 da.
Yeah.
So I was, sponge bathed basically. The hair never got anything, and I just was like, you had to just get out of your way, one's egocentric way, and say, I have a single pointed focused desire, which is to walk and be strong and be independent and to brush my own teeth and to clean myself. Just the basics is all I was looking for at this point. And to be able to make it to the washroom to have a pee without soiling myself. So, because they were saying, you got to get rid of that catheter. I'm like, no. Every time they said more independence, I was like, ah. It's like, okay, but you can do this. So I would visualize myself being able to feel the urge to pee and then get up, pull myself up, get to the washroom, and be there on time. And be there on time.
Right? Yeah, no puddles.
No puddles. I was going to show you something, but ask me a question as I'm digging.
Well, here I'm going to make sure that you can screen share if you want.
Well, no, this is me.
Oh.
This is me in coma.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 10 days. Kind of crazy. Remember I mentioned that hoist? That ridiculous hoist. It was so uncomfortable. It was just so uncomfortable. But this is me, oh, being hoisted.
Wow.
You see it?
Yeah.
And it was just, and my legs were so uh, filled with fluid. This is my trusty walker,
Yeah.
my happy, trusted best friend at the time. And yeah, I mean, this was, my legs were so swollen, it was ridiculous. My feet were so swollen, but this was kind of me, kind of looking kind of sorry for myself.
Yeah, and rightly so.
Yeah, I was kind of feeling sorry for myself.
Yeah.
But you can't, like, but by the time, I'll tell you one last picture. This is an important thing for people to see. This is me walking out of the hospital.
Wow. Waving. Oh,
Yeah,
you almost got
I just
back
got
in
hit. I know, I
there.
almost got hit there. But this is me walking out of the hospital and just saying, "Woohoo! I'm free." And I'm a little wobbly, but I'm pretty strong there. But that's me from there not being able to walk at all, right?
That you did a Joe Dispenza,
Correct.
yeah.
Correct.
And so I want to get into the psychology of it a little bit
It's
because
so
as we
important people understand that the external world is showing me you can't walk. The external world is showing me this is too difficult.
mm,
The external world is showing me, yeah, only really big, muckers like Joe Dispenza can make this happen for themselves. So for me, it was like, don't let this external world tell you who you are. Generate from within, from your visualizations, who you truly believe you are. And I, in my mind, am a person that walks. I'm a person that has strength in my body. I'm a person that is independent, can take care of myself independently without nurse assistance. I can climb stairs, and I can inspire people to do the same.
yeah, I'm saving a quote here because I'm going to
Yes.
use it.
Okay.
Don't let the external world tell you who you are.
Yeah, because the external world is going to convince you. And there's something that happens in our body when we start to visualize in our mind, our body, our soul, and our nervous system. When you start to visualize a reality that is different from what you're actually experiencing, what occurs is your mind will start to seek out that new reality that you're visualizing. So I visualize myself walking and being strong, and I started to attract toward myself whatever I watched on Netflix, whatever I was talking to people, whatever I was seeing. I started to find little clues, little symbols and symptoms of my visualization. Like I ran into a guy as I was walking around the unit one time with the walker slowly, difficultly, painfully, frankly, because I'm so heavy from all that fluid they put in my body. And I run into a guy who's kind of just walking. And I had seen him, I don't know, a week prior, just the same as me. And I said, "Wow, look at you! You're like," he says, "Yeah, I'm gonna be broken free from this place soon." I'm like, "God, I am so jealous." I said, "I'm so jealous." He says, "You just keep going because your body is just becoming stronger every day. I see it in you." And I'm like, "Well, you're an inspiration to me." So the universe kind of brought me that example of don't give up no matter what. Because we're not in charge of the timing. We're not in charge necessarily of the outcome. We are, though, in charge of our effort, our thoughts, our choices to be disciplined. And the world's going to throw us a lot of stuff, whether it's people we love, like family members not being kind,
Yeah,
they should be kind but aren't,
yeah.
people putting us down, people like in my social media, I do a lot of posting and a lot of inspiring and a lot of writing and all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. The people that are most supportive of me are strangers. Not necessarily people I know really well. There's a lot of quiet people watching and judging. And that's okay, not my business, not my monkey, not my circus. But I want people to hear that Don't look for the external validation as your motivation. External validation cannot be your motivation. You got to motivate yourself from somewhere else. And the somewhere else for me is a sense of relating to life in a way that I'm in a constant dialogue with life, meaning I visualize myself walking from complete paralysis, and then life threw me Miss Audrey, the elderly Jamaican nurse, Miss Audrey, who said, we're not using the hoist today, girl. You're walking today. Miracle woman, angel that walks the earth.
Yeah.
I brought that to me somehow. I attracted her into my life. And
So
she became my savior in many ways, because she made me believe that I could pivot she said, pivot. And so when I self-doubt, when I self-sabotage, guess what? I pivot out of that.
yeah, and you got to the chair. Where does, like, when I had a toe infection, I look
Ouch.
at it now and it pales in comparison to what you went
No,
through.
but
But
you're done with that, right? That
yeah,
totally.
yeah,
Oh my God.
and man, did I ever amp up my spirituality.
That's right.
I would watch.
Well,
I went for oxygen chamber treatment, and I'm a
yeah,
little claustrophobic. I don't like being in a glass
yeah.
thing, and and I would do my meditation and prayers and journaling before I went every morning at 7.
Forgive me, I'm dabbing because I was crying a tiny bit. And I don't want
And
my mic
but
to
but I got jiggy with God. So like,
oh,
I always believed in God and always part of my life,
yeah.
but sometimes it's like, yeah, dude, you got to come through a little bit more. Where does your belief in God come into play
So
in your healing?
I sometimes call the energy God, but really I call it the universe. Because for
Okay.
me, I'm not religious.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not a religious person.
Yeah.
I'm half. My mother was Catholic Portuguese. My father was Jewish Romanian. Neither of them were very religious. My mother became more religious as she got older, but I don't. And I went to Catholic school as a child. Believe it or not, this Jewishy-looking girl went to
Yeah.
Catholic school as a child. But I don't. The dogma of church doesn't work for me. If it works for someone else, or the dogma of synagogue does work for me, but if it works,
Sure.
God bless, let it be. But for me, it's this constant relationship I have with my higher self, with the
Yes.
universe. I feel, as kind of corny as this may sound, but I feel guides around me. I feel archangel energy around me, like very much. I love Archangel Michael. I know you do as well. The removal of obstacles guy.
Hmm.
He cuts the cord of obstacles, the
Yeah.
past, with a sword of light. I love doing that. I use that visualization with clients all the time. Um, I believe in the unseen energies. As I'm an educated person, I have a master's degree, but yet I am a very clear knowing that. Okay, listen to this, guys. Whoever's listening, one of the most formative books I ever read, because I'm a science-based person, was The Molecules of Emotion by Candace Pert.
Mm.
And also anything by Wayne Dyer, anything by Louise
Oh yeah,
Hay.
I was
Yeah,
doing Louise Hay too.
yeah. She was the beginning also of my journey. But the Molecules of Emotion became the scientific evidence that I needed, backed in science, because Candace Pert was a scientist who worked out of the University of Chicago, I believe, and she proved through science and experimentation and through double-blind studies and through lab results and through imaging of people's cells and people's bodies, that when you visualize, when you speak to your cells, something happens to your cells. Something happens. So she also said when people pray, she was able to do megahertz vibration testing and also imaging of organs and imaging of brain and all this stuff to see, and there were actual proven changes. The power of your intention, the power of your mind, the power of affirmations, the power of changing your nervous system to a more relaxed nervous system, changing your thinking, changing how you look at things. Visualization all has a proven scientific impact on your physical body and on what you bring toward yourself, because we are vibrational people, and our vibration is impacted by our thoughts, and our thoughts are impacted by our nervous system. Calm your nervous system, change your nervous system, change your thoughts, change your thoughts, change your vibration, change your vibration, change your life.
Wow. Yeah. And you have to do whatever you have to do by whatever means.
Well, you can pray, you
you
can
pray,
meditate, you
yeah,
can stretch and do yoga, you can visualize, you can
breath work.
breath work. I'm a major fan of a very simple box breathing. I'm a very big fan of EMDR, which is eye movement.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, tapping.
I do EFT all the time. I do
Yeah.
tapping. There's videos that I have. Go to my YouTube channel. Tons of tapping, tons of EMDR, tons of visualization, tons of, this all really works. And the other thing is, have you ever heard of the double slit experiment, where they prove that matter changes through observation?
Mm.
So if you observe a plant, like when I am home with my plants, they're much happier. They're much perkier. They yield a lot more flowers, a lot more. If I talk to my plants, I was in hospital for 2 months. Even though they were being watered, they were blah, 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 blah. So matter changes with the observation. So let's just take that even farther. Okay, so not just plants, but let's just say observe your body, your cells internally. Close your eyes and be an observer of your body. Because so many people are disconnected from their body. They're either feel shame, or they feel like an adversarial relationship to their body. I certainly, when I was in hospital, David, I was not loving my body. Let me tell you, I was just this mess of a person. So I had to find a way to be kind to my body. So I would lie in that hospital bed and just talk to myself. So whatever we observe, whatever we acknowledge, will start to change. If you ignore it, if you basically are cut off from your body will do its own thing, and it'll operate based on the most common denominator, which is fear. Our brain is basically designed to be afraid, because it's trying to protect us essentially from scary outcomes, from being in danger. So our brain is left unmanaged. Our brain will always go to fear. So we have to disrupt that, and consistently, in a disciplined fashion, go toward trust and faith. And people say, well, I can't trust and have faith in life. I'm like, well, stop looking at the outside world as your validation. Go within and create these new memories, I call them, new created memories in your mind through the power of you visualizing. And that becomes what you start to trust and have faith in. You see yourself, in my case, walking. You see yourself. And by the way, I'm going to tell this to you, David, my darling. This was not just me walking as one of the I had a mole that I visualized falling off, because I thought, I don't really want a big operation with skin cancer. That thing fell off. I could tell you so many stories. That was on my first foray at it. Practice with parking angels find me a parking spot. Watch the universe line up for you. Practice with I'm walking down the street. Oh, no, this is going to be terrible. I'm going to slip and fall. This is really bad. I'm really terrible. It's going to go. No, you know what? Say to yourself, before you walk out that door, I walk with confidence, and I am strong in my gait, and watch yourself walk down the road, no problem.
Yeah.
I
Walk
say
like a penguin if it's icy.
Well, exactly. Walk like a penguin, and just know that somewhere will be there you can hold on to. Or I say to people, I work with executives, I work with people who have all kinds of confidence issues when they're dealing with rooms, talking to people. And I'm like, listen, before you go on a date, before you experience anything that's kind of scary, speak to yourself and say, I am loved and lovable. I am speak to yourself. I am loved and lovable. I am beautiful. People like me. It's trite, it's comedic, whatever. Does not effing matter.
And
Have a conversation with yourself where you are deeply supportive of yourself.
Right. And I, this is you know, a daily practice, I'm sure, for you.
Oh, it is.
So how much time do we spend? Because I know when I was doing the oxygen chamber treatment to heal the wound in the toe, because they wanted to lop it off.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was, it was like 6 years ago. And I got my hands on the You Can Heal Your Life video by Louise Hay.
Oh, good.
And I think I had like 35 treatments, right? So out of the 35 treatments, it took about 3 months, because it was Monday to Friday. Out of that, I watched the video about 65% of the time. Because I thought, I'm alone in this oxygen chamber. The only thing I could do is watch the TV on the outside, and because you can't bring anything in with you. I brought a little syringe for water or something,
Right.
but just to keep my mouth, uh, you know, wet. Anyway, so I
How long are you in
watched
there
that.
for?
Huh? Oh, you're in for about 2 hours, and I watched the video every, like pretty well 65% of the time, because I didn't. I thought this is my opportunity to heal and make some shifts and changes. Yeah.
Listen, I spend. It doesn't. It's not quantity. It's quality. But these days I listen to um, sound sound vibrational healing
Yeah.
tones, 538 hertz and 423 hertz, and I listen to the pure version, not with music. I came across this wonderful bundle of tones, and I listen to those daily.
Oh, is
Uh,
that guy Win or something that does
I
those?
like him, I really
Yeah.
do. Like he healed himself, and I thought it was terrific. And I listened to it. It's a bit jarring, but it's great. And then I do a gratitude visualization. This is before I rise,
Yeah.
and then I do breath work in there. In all of this, there's a lot of breathing and breath work. So sometimes I only have 15 minutes, and sometimes I have an hour.
Yeah.
So and sometimes I have 2 or 3 sets of 15 minutes, and that's what I do. But the point is, it's done daily, and visualization is constant. So I just want to share something here that's important.
Mm.
So at every turn, I'm lying in the hospital bed. And at every turn, I want people to see the hospital bed because it was my home for quite a while. Um, my daily experience in that hospital, this was my bed for 2 months, um, was visited by a doctor every day. Visited by a doctor every day, 2 or 3 doctors sometimes. Uh, oh, we got to go in for CT scan. Oh, we got to check the wound. Oh, we got to do this. We got to do that. And so my mind, left undisciplined, is afraid. Oh, what's going to happen? What are they going to tell me? What's is it going to be something bad? So I freaking effing kibosh that crap, and I started to do a mantra, to a Tibetan. It wasn't Tibetan. It's Sanskrit mantra for the removal of obstacles, because I needed to just vibrationally shift my mind. Words weren't doing it. I would do my affirmation. Show me how good it can get. Thank you, universe, for showing me how quick and easy my recovery can be. That would be done on repeat multiple times a day. And then, as soon as I'm like, oh, doctor coming to visit to check this, do that, da 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 da, we're going down for a CT, for an MRI, blah blah blah. I'd be like, Om Gum Ganapataye Swaha, which is a mantra, a Sanskrit mantra for the removal of obstacles. Ganapataye is this deity of obstacle removing. So every day, on repeat, on repeat, on repeat, on repeat, especially as they're doing something to me, as I'm going into a CT scan, as I'm waiting for this, as I'm waiting for that, as I something, and my worry brain, overthinking brain starts to amp up. I'm disrupting it with Om Gum Ganapataya Swaha, Om Gum Ganapataya Swaha, Om Gum Ganapataya Swaha, Om Gum Ganapataya Swaha. I have the nurses. Okay, everybody with me. Om Gum Ganapataya Swaha, Om Gum Ganapataya Swaha. They're like, what am I saying? Like, just removal of obstacles. Okay, we'll do that. So I guess my point is that it's like you have to understand that you need to name it. Oh, I feel afraid. You need to claim it. Oh, there is my fear. And then you need to disrupt it and transform it with something, whether it's visualization, whether it's mantras, and be consistent about, because you cannot change what you know do not know about. So you need to know about it. You need
Yeah.
to know it's there. You need to know that you're afraid. You need to know that you're overthinking. Oh, and be compassionate with yourself. Don't be mean. Oh, there you go again, overthinking. What's wrong with you? No, don't do that. It's like, oh, there's my overthinking. Got it. Now let's get busy calming the nervous system through breath work and through mantra work.
Yeah, and they say that we're in a battle between, good and light and dark. And our dark is that mind that's chomping at you and fear. And, if like that's why I asked, like, so many people, I probably would have given up going through what you went through.
Really?
Yeah, I probably would have at this stage of my life. Yeah, I'm.
Well, I have to tell you, I do not want to be, I don't want to in any way lie. Because when I came out of the coma, and even though I couldn't really move my hands too much, I was able to move my hands to feel my body a little bit. And I patted my body, and I was like, what's this bag? I have a bag here. What's this bag? And nobody told me about this bag. And I discovered I had a colostomy bag because they nicked my colon. And in order for my colon to heal, they had to fit me with a colostomy bag. And I had no idea it was temporary. And God willing, it is temporary. I still have to go through a reversal operation, etc. this year at some point. But I felt my body. I'm like, what is this bag? And the thing you most hear about in stories of family members, etc., is like, you don't want to live with a bag. Like, God forbid you get a bag. And I'm like, I got a bag. I'm like, holy crap, I have a bag. What the hell? And I immediately went to, oh, F no, I can't live this way. Get me the F out of here. I want to die. I'm done. And I would say, maid, maid. And let me be clear, I'm not calling for a cleaning person. I'm
Yeah,
calling
yeah,
for
yeah,
medical assistance in dying.
yeah.
Okay?
I got it.
Maid. And so they got me a therapist, and they got me saying, are you looking to end your life here? And I'm like, you don't know me. Go to my website. I am obnoxiously optimistic and have been for 30 years, but no one is telling me what this thing is and how to live with this. And you have to understand that in hospital, it's not fitted beautifully with a nice little cover and with this thing where it's like it's lovely. No, it's this transparent SHIT bag.
Yeah,
And I'm like I'm a bit of vain. I like, you see, I put myself together. I'm like, what the hell is this? But I knew that the universe would not bring me anything I couldn't somehow work with and handle. And therefore, I started to inquire. Like, I spoke to this therapist that came in. Thank goodness. They brought me lovely Alicia. She was this terrific counselor at St. Mike's. She came in every couple of days. They're like, okay, do you really want to? I said, I don't want to kill myself. Okay, I'll be clear. I don't want to kill myself. But I am in despair over this thing.
yes,
And I need help to process this,
yeah,
which they helped me with. And then I understood this is most probably it's temporary. They needed that to save your life. I'm like, so thank you for being alive. Thank you, universe, for saving my life. They needed to have that there as a temporary measure that will then in future be reversed. And so you just need to find a way to deal with this. Now, I have a couple of friends that have permanent ileostomies that's different from a colostomy, and because they had colon cancer, and I have to tell you, they're dealing with it beautifully. Because if the universe brings you something like a colostomy or an ileostomy, and you think, oh my God, how can we live with a bag? Look, let me tell you, you can live with crap coming out of weird places. You can live with. I also had hair fall out because of trauma. You can live with that. You can. I really miss tooting out of my butthole. I have to tell you, but that's okay because that's coming back one day. We can handle things. We cannot let that external world. And here I go a little bit teary. You can't let that external world determine how you're going to go. You have to develop a disciplined practice. Or as you said, as my, I don't know, I think I would have given up. It's like, well, yeah. We all want to give up sometimes. I wanted to give up. It was a good week before I got my shit together, excuse my language, and stopped wanting to kind of made, And my husband, my beautiful husband, I'm very, 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 very grateful and fortunate to have a lovely partner in my life, because he was like, can't leave me. And I'm like, but I'm useless. And he's like, but you're not. It's okay. You're gonna come back. It's gonna be okay.
That's
And I'm
amazing.
like, how do you know? He says, I just do. And we have nothing but our belief right now. So let's just go on that journey of believing.
Yeah, it's so important, the belief.
And a lot of people say, sorry,
Yeah.
why would I do that? I'm going to get blindsided and disappointed. And here's what I say to people when they say that to me: disappointment will not kill you. So keep believing.
I had
What you were going to say?
I had a contact cast put on, which is like on my right foot, and that night, and it's the driving foot, and you can't walk.
Wow.
Well, you can barely walk. You got to be mindful.
And it's painful, I imagine.
Well, because it's healing the toe. The toe has to heal in this environment. And that night, I had a panic attack. It's like, I've never had that before. Get this fucking thing off me. Pardon my language.
Yeah.
And
I've had many panic attacks.
Yeah.
Really scary.
Yeah, it is. And it's like, and I solved it in a way. I went onto YouTube. I don't even think my family knows this. I went onto YouTube looking up it was a thing. So I went on, I researched it. It's called claustrophobia.
Oh yeah.
It's a thing. So I'm looking up on YouTube. There's got to be somebody to solve this. And I went claustrophobia / anxiety, and I came on to Elevation Church, based in the States, but all over North America, and they have a beautiful place in Mississauga as well, beautiful building. And there was a young pastor named Pastor Stephen Furtick, and the speech I saw, or the sermon, was on cast away your anxiety.
I love it.
And I went, God, you got a sense of humor.
That's right.
And I started.
Right message for the right moment.
Yes. And I watched two of them. There was a 1 and a 2. And because anxiety is a big issue in society, for other, we're all a little crazy. And
you're not crazy. You're just sensitive.
Yeah,
we're hard sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
You have compassion for yourself.
Exactly. And this world is hard. It's good. And the
discipline has to be that you don't allow you don't allow this external world to determine your inner feeling.
Exactly.
It's just the most important thing.
Yeah. That's it. Don't let the external world tell you who you are. So that practice, that video, it eventually all worked out. And like you've got to so there was a time I felt like giving up. A few times. Yeah. And you just have to somehow, it's okay to wallow. It's okay to feel sorry for yourself. Why me?
Time limited.
Yeah.
Time limited.
Exactly.
Name it, and then time limit your wallow and your sorry for yourself, and then come out of it, because the world needs you, and you matter.
Right.
And you have to tell yourself that, and you matter. The world needs you, and you're not. You're going to be okay no matter what.
Yeah.
And I'm not being a Pollyanna. That's an old reference to someone who's overly positive. I'm not being overly positive. I'm not a toxic positive person.
Right.
I believe that optimism gives you a better chance of having a more relaxed nervous system, so that you can actually transform your mind, so you can transform your life, no matter what's happening.
Yeah. I should say we're with Victoria Lorient-Faibish talking about her work. So we heard a lot. Daily practice of visualization, breath work, meditation, gratitude. You just mentioned another practice, just train your mind
every
to
day.
every day. And I remember years ago listening to Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner, and they had a comedy
Oh, I
album
love
that
it.
came out in '73 called The 2013-Year-Old Man. And Mel Brooks spoke of Dr. Will. Who's Dr. Will? Dr. Will to live, right?
Oh, I love it.
Right?
My dad used to have
Yeah,
me watch that. Yeah. Oh
your
my God.
dad had good taste.
Yeah.
So, when we're facing something like threatening or altering, that will to live, we got to summon it up. And,
And to me, that really requires that we be in relationship to the unseen world, right? The
exactly.
world that is not seen, and so that you can tap into your higher self, your soul, your purpose. Turn your pain into your passion, into your purpose. You know, as I said earlier, uh, tragedy plus time equals comedy. Get your perspective. Um, Discipline your mind, do breath work daily,
Yes.
visualizations daily. People can get a free visualization on my website if they just go right to my website.
So what's your website, Victoria?
So visualization works. Big surprise. Visualizationworks.com. And when you go there, there is a heal your inner child visualization that you can get for free when you go there. I will be facilitating some group work when I know the schedule of some of my medical stuff coming up online. So if you want to connect with me about that, please do. Go to my YouTube, Courageous Conversations with Victoria. All the videos are on my website. So the hub is my website. But, go to my TikTok. For the young people, I'm a big TikToker. I've got a lot of TikTok views, and I've got a lot of TikTok videos, and they're short and cute, but they're also extremely educational, but funny and heartfelt, like I am. And yeah,
Yeah.
those things. Yeah.
Yeah. And just like,
And my books.
yes. Can I mention another book? Well, mention your book.
Yes, absolutely. I was just going to take off the. Don't know if I can do this, so you can see my. Oh yeah, portrait. So if you come out of portrait, oh, I don't know if it'll. No, not portrait lighting. That's right, auto framing. There. Do you see my bookshelf?
Yeah.
On my bookshelf behind me
Yeah.
is my two books. My first book is Find Your Self Culture. There's family culture, there's country culture, there's religion culture, but
Yeah.
what about your own self culture? Who am I? What do I need? What's important to me? Really discover that. My first book is all about that. Find your self culture. My second book is called Rewire Your Relationship Culture, because so many of us inherit patterns and ways of being from our family of origin.
Hmm.
Often it's not so healthy. Often it's not so good. So I teach people how to fight, how to have the best possible relationship. I have a 30-year marriage that's extremely healthy and good, and I have 30 years under my belt doing the work that I do with clients. So check out the books. Go on my website.
For sure. I want to mention another book, and then we'll try and wrap up here.
Okay, yeah.
So we're with Victoria Lorient-Faibish. This is The Big Venture Zone. Another book is Man's Search for Meaning.
Oh, that is one of my top favorite books.
Yeah, and all.
Viktor Frankl is the perfect poster child for don't let your external world
Yeah,
determine how you're going to be in life.
yeah. He was in turn, prisoner in a Nazi
Concentration camp,
concentration camp, right? Talk
and
about
he
resiliency.
maintained an optimistic mindset that helped him live through and survive it
Exactly. And he would visualize
every day.
himself teaching and speaking about what became logotherapy,
That's right. And
which
he managed to do it.
and he did speak, and he did.
Totally.
He wasn't killed. He was in towards the end, so things were sort of breaking up, but nobody
No,
knew,
but he had
right?
a terrible experience, and his
Yeah,
wife died and was killed, and he lost everything and everyone.
yeah.
And his lectures, he had a lecture like folded into tiny pieces in his shoe, like so he could maintain a little bit of information that he had written about. So he was an incredible man.
You got to read, like, I'm going to say kids or younger generation people, next gen leaders.
Yeah.
You got to get this book and just understand logotherapy. It's the primary human motivation, even amidst suffering like what he went through, is proposing that a lack of meaning in your life leads to psychological issues.
I think that's exactly right. Find your meaning.
Yeah, find your purpose, right? Discover
And
your
it doesn't have
purpose.
to be something grandiose.
No, it could be like you do art with kids, or comedy
It's
routines.
simple. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go do some stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
But bottom line is, it doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs to be something that you dedicate yourself to every single day,
ex-
even 15 to 20 minutes a day, where you
exactly.
find ways to think in new ways about yourself and the world.
Right. So you want to think the opposite. It can be a cruel, not fun world, but by
Well,
creating,
examples would be, you're watching the media and you're seeing, and your algorithm is now, trained to your personality, and you seem to go, oh my God, with this, that, and the other. And it's like, so that to me makes us sort of curate our minds in certain ways. So turn that stuff off and go internal and do. I mean, I love a TikTok. Go to my TikTok.
yeah,
If you're gonna watch anything, watch something like I'm sharing, or what
yeah,
someone what David is sharing. Um, but just understand that that external world is going to do its level best to constantly affirm a fear story or a lack story, and you have to work with visualization to curate your thinking toward a trust and faith and hope story. So tell yourself, this is my favorite thing. I'm always in the right place at the right time. Before you walk out that door, I'm always in the right place at the right time, and help is always with me. I'm always supported by life.
yeah,
And you say that on repeat.
yeah,
Thank you, universe, for showing me how good life can get.
yeah,
Show me examples, universe, God, whatever you want to, for how good life is. Show me that. And I tell clients that homework. They give them that homework. I'm like, don't take my word for it. Give this a try in a and they're like, wow, Victoria, what the hell is that magic? They're not magic words. You'll get the jobs. You'll get the jobs you want, the people you want. You'll get the situations you want if you simply do a lot of focusing in on a more optimistic outcome and telling yourself that. Work on it,
yes,
people. Don't take my word for it. Work on it.
yeah. And it's a daily practice that you do. It can be done. Again, you gotta like feel. Neville Goddard, who
Oh, beyond wonderful people to read.
yeah,
Viktor
another,
Frankl, Neville Goddard, Wayne
yeah,
Dyer,
yeah,
Louise Hay, Candace Pert. Um, yeah,
yeah.
so
Jack
many.
Canfield, who I
Oh,
happen to like,
absolutely. Yeah,
Tony
yeah.
Robbins. I just did a 3-day
Oh
event.
yeah, you did that.
It
Yes,
was
I've been reading
amazing,
that.
right?
Amazing. Yeah.
So we really, really need to put this in practice. We've got to work on it every day in order to sort of counteract the
And
negativity.
don't shame or harm or berate yourself if you don't do it perfectly. It's not
No,
about that. It's not about
no.
perfect.
And if you feel like giving up, you know,
As I did,
yeah,
give
we're all
yourself
gonna.
some time limited wallowing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we got to wrap.
Great.
I had all kinds of questions prepared, but they went out the window because I don't
That's
know if
like
you
life.
know this, but you have like a gift of the gab, which is really good for hosts, so they don't have to prepare all these
Not too
questions.
much. Yeah. I'm not a
Yeah,
monosyllabic. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope.
no, I don't. But
I'll give you the
you're
gold, baby.
you're
I
you're
give you the
brilliant.
gold.
Follow Victoria on Facebook and LinkedIn. I always comment, or I try to comment on
Thank you.
your posts just to encourage you. I just want to thank you for this again. Where do we reach you to work with you, Victoria?
Visualizationworks.com.
All right, and thank you so much. You're just such. I just have all the time in the world for you, and
Well,
you're
take
such
take care of yourself also, David. Make sure you're physically well, and to all the people that are watching, be kind to yourself. You matter. Be kind to yourself. You matter.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. Actually, I was on my exercise bike before I came here, and you know what I did in January? I did that 3-day water fast.
Nice.
I know, with Dr. Mindy Peltz, and it's like,
She's
oh
the
my
best.
God, that's about, can I overcome myself? Yes, you
Yes.
can.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. What a joy having you. We're going to have you back, and we'll bring you into the fold once we get the membership site up for and going as one of our contributors. But that was Victoria Lorient-Faibish. She joined us from her office in Toronto. Next week, we're going a little deeper with our spiritual practices. We're going to put them to work in our business. So with
Great.
Selena Elamoon, we're talking about a whole new operating system. So I'm David Cohen. It's been a joy to be your host today on the Big Venture Zone, and I wish you a great week, everybody. And Victoria, just like if I was there, I'd give you a big hug. Yeah.
Ditto.
So thank you so much. Have a good week.